All right, got another email here. This is more of a bank money type. Well, it affects everybody. Affects me, affects you. JP Morgan Chase Real Time Settlement RTS. Good afternoon, Lou. Good evening. Just caught up with watching your videos from last night / today. Some interesting happening when I transfer money from JP Morgan Chase to Citizen Bank account. It usually would take 1 business day if transferred on weekdays and 2 to 3 if it was a weekend transfer. Transferred 1,000 from JPM to Citizens. And transfer was immediate. Logged out of JPM and logged on to Citizens Bank. And boom, the money was there. I was wondering if this had anything to do with JPM already building its blockchain and this was the initial test. Your thoughts? Thank you. No reason to thank me. Not follower, family, since you first popped up on YouTube. Giant hugs. All right, let me tell you what's going on. Citizen Bank is, and all of our banks in the United States are now part of the FedNow ledger. So this is a little bit different. The best way I could describe it is this way. Let me just pretend I'm looking at my online banking page, and just to say you're doing the same thing. And you want to send me money, and I'm going to receive the money. Well, in between, the Fed used to step in and validate it to you, send a message over to my bank, letting know the money's coming over, and then my bank would say, yes, Lewis is an account holder here, okay. Now, then that would take like 2 to 3 days. 15 days if it was international, sometimes 30 days. FedNow stepped in, and what FedNow did, it's diabolical, but I just want to put it this way. The Federal Reserve has now cloned and mirrored your bank account and my bank account, like the ledger, the online statement, and they have a master statement. So now when you're trying to send me money, like you were just trying to send from JP to Citizen, you're technically sending it within the same bank. The Federal Reserve, technically through technology, through digital fuckery, basically is now one major bank in the United States with a lot of different franchises all around the country. So technically speaking, when you logged on to your JP Morgan account to send it to Citizen, you were technically logging into simultaneously, whether you know it or not, through the back door that was allowed, FedNow. So FedNow doesn't have to validate anything. They know what you got. They know what you got, where it's coming. They don't need to do that anymore. That's why FedNow is now instant. It isn't instant because of the technology. They just cut out all the validation shit they had to do before because they basically stepped in and plugged into everybody's bank account. That's pretty fucking scary, motherfuckers, because considering they're not technically, they're not federal, yada, yada, the whole deal. But they're plugged into everybody's bank account. They could debit and credit you back and forth, and that's how it is. That's why that transfer was done instantaneously, because they cut out in the United States the process of validating and messaging the other bank and the transit time. So that's what FedNow did in the United States. You just saw an example of FedNow operating within the United States. It's not international yet set up. It's only in the first phase of it. That's where they're going to use the XRP, yada, 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 whatever. That's why Morgan's working on their nonsense, their blockchain. But what you saw, that's FedNow.